Today we are going to take the piece of paper that we created for our basket and we're actually going to weave it today. We're going to do something called paper weaving, and I love this. Now, you know, we're creating a basket, so I thought it would be a good idea to grab a real basket so you could see what we're weaving and why we're weaving. If you notice, this basket is made up of these strips, and if you notice, this strip goes under this one, over this one, under, over. And that's a pattern that we're going to be using and creating for our own baskets. And remember, this basket is for our still life. So I'm going to set that basket aside. You each created a piece of paper for your basket, and we experimented with the tempera paint and scrapers, and I was really impressed when I saw all of them. I want you to hold that paper horizontally. Horizontally is back and forth this way. This is vertical, this is horizontal. You want it horizontal. And I'm going to turn it over on the back, and I'm actually going to fold it in half. I'm going to bring this side over to meet this side. And you may have heard it called a hamburger fold when you fold it just like this. Then I want you to turn it so the folded part is down and the open part is up. Then the next part is we are actually going to cut slits into this for our weaving. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do that. One way is you could take a ruler and a pencil and you could mark off every inch. Now, on the ruler, on these small rulers I have, you might notice the long line with the number next to it is the inch mark. All right, so if you did that, you could mark, okay, here's one. I line it up at the edge. There's one, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. Keeping this folded, you are going to cut straight up. Now, this is super important. I do not want you to cut all the way to the end. If you do that, this whole thing's going to fall off. So I want you to cut to right about here. And you're going to do each one like that. So let me show you the next one. Right about there. I'll show you the next one. And each one we're going to cut up. I hope you're paying close attention to the fact that I have not cut all the way through. I stop. Notice I still have this right out there. And you want to make sure that you're stopping at the same place for each one. If you need to mark a line on your paper to show that, you can. All right, then once you've done that, you're going to open this up. You're going to notice that you have cut slits all the way across your paper. The next part, this is a fun part. You get to choose the papers that are going to weave through this basket. Over on the supply table, I have many different papers that are cut for you. These are colorful, all different kind of colors. These are just brown. I've got some black. Oh, let me show you what you can do with this. To really make it interesting, I can take this black strip of paper and I can glue it right in the middle of that. All you would do is simply take your glue stick, and remember, you always put the glue on the piece of paper that you are gluing down. Line it up just like this. And then I can weave this right into. So actually, I'm going to make up a couple of these so I can show you how we're going to do our weaving. I kind of like that. I think that's neat. Okay, so I'm going to push this aside, and I'm going to go back to my basket paper. Now, you might notice here at the bottom I've got a strip. What I'd like you to do is start by going under that first strip, but over the second strip. You see how I went over? Then you go under, over, under, over, under, over, under. And you might see, and then you want to push it all the way to the side. And so can you see how I now have all the way across, under, over, under, over, under, over. Once you've got that, what I like to do to kind of keep it in place, I push it all the way over and I put a little dab of glue stick there to hold it. I do that on each end. Also, if you have anything that's sticking out, like I can see a little bit of this black is sticking out, just take your scissors and snip that off. I can see that on both ends. Now, here's what you need to know. I started this one by going under, over. I start the next one by going over, under. So I'm going to go over, under. Some people like to, when they're talking about weaving, like to say, like, under, skip one. Under, skip one. If that helps you and that's easier, you can go ahead and do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push this over so it matches up. Just like that. I'm going to use my glue stick, put a little glue there. That'll hold that down. And then I'm going to do the next one. The next one, same thing, is going to be the opposite. So this one I know I went over, under. The next one I'm going to go under, over. And I'll show you, I'm not going to glue these down, but I just want to show you with these other strips, it's exactly the same thing. Under, over, under, over. And remember, I want you to be creative. This is your project. I want it to be special just like you. So you may select any kind of colors that you want to go running through your basket. When you are finished, I can't wait to see it. And then we will turn this into a basket the next time you're here. So have a great time weaving today.